there's one thing that I can say for sure when you're like developing the brand, it's their ability to be an open-minded individual. Maybe I talked about that, right? I talked about that in my previous video when I was saying that, you know, as an artist you have to keep yourself open-minded, as an influencer you have to keep yourself open-minded, as the person who's doing the project you have to be open-minded. One of the things you have to be for sure is that you just gotta be knowing what you're actually trying to achieve your brand, because a lot of you, I see that messaging me, DM me, that, you know, like you are guys like worrying and asking about the things around this, like you're asking about like how can I be open-minded, what it takes to be. All it really takes is authenticity and just ability to control your things, like simply ability to control the outcome that you get, like input that you put in. Is there so many creators I watch and they like talk about the importance of the inputs, that you have to have good inputs, so if you place good inputs it's gonna grow and then the gut is gonna give you the reward. I agree with that, fully agree with that, because I feel like there's something that people are still don't misunderstanding, that yes, it's really not up to you, it's really up to God. Like if it's God will, then you're gonna make it. But like so many of you like doubting about the things like, you know, how can I do this in journey as entrepreneur, as an artist? Just do the input, take the gut, ability to control the output. That's all you can do. That's why, like, you know, I always catch myself in this, being in this position where I'm like so frustrated about the things. I'm like, you know, this night, like I haven't slept well, like I was just, you know, I'm developing the project, it takes a time, it takes dedication, and I was in aka insomnia, you know, couldn't sleep all night almost. But does it change my inputs? Does it change my inputs? Does it change the way I had to do things? Really not. And it's not about like this, I know, like motivational stuff, it's not about that. It's just that there should be desire into you that keeps you going no matter what's happening, right? Let's say you fail, which is like fun because you gotta be failing a lot and you gotta have a lot of setbacks before you reach the certain milestone, right? But let's say you fail again, which just happens. Like I fail like so many times, you know, in my journey. I continue failing and I continue making mistakes, and I fail till this day. So what's happened is that I could get myself in trouble and be like, you know, there's no way out of this situation. Even if I'm open-minded, how long more I have to be open-minded, because I already made so much mistakes doing that. I made so much mistakes. So how long should I be open-minded? There should be a time over for me to be open-minded. I must change my thinking. Did I do that? Yeah, I did. But one thing's for sure is that, you know, beyond of just being open-minded, beyond of just doing all this stuff, like you gotta understand what you're actually doing. What is actually the reason you try to propose? What is actually the meaning behind the things that you do? That's why my biggest thing is that I just know that I gotta stay open-minded no matter what. Like I might make mistakes. I might be on this journey as an entrepreneur and like still just struggling to make something out of this, which is fine. But like I know for a fact that if I continue to stay on this path, if I continue to do these things, then the results are gonna speak. Even if they don't gonna speak, if the results are not gonna be ever there, what I'm gonna do? Cry? Probably no, because there's no way I'm crying, you know. But one thing I can do for sure is that I can just still put my energy and resource my energy into one input, another input. And if I'm good with my inputs, later down the road I understand, okay, I might be better in this path. Let me structure my energy, let me structure my inputs and my mental energy to this path, rather than placing myself on this path that I'm doing now and being stuck in the same always phase that I was before. That's why my biggest advice to this video is that even if you're stuck and you feel like there's no other way around, how can you make it happen? What do you have to do regards that? How do you have to structure this thing? My biggest thing is just, you know, be open-minded. Like talk way too much before about that, but like be open-minded about the next input you put in. If the next input doesn't show up well, then continue to do that until you continue like once you start developing yourself and you start to take this journey more seriously, then you're gonna see that the certain inputs are gonna show you the open feedback loops, that you can gonna use them and either redirect your journey even higher or make something out of that. But just don't give up on your journey now, because it's too often like people like give up on this because they don't see that the inputs doesn't provide the results. But like, be open-minded, put more inputs in, and see, like really see that the things are gonna happen to your side. Like they're gonna happen to your side and you're gonna see the results. Maybe not in this path, but like, who told you that you gotta see results quick? Like, who told you that? I don't really care how, like, seeing results quick. Cause think about that. It's like, it's so more fun for you to like guess if you're doing the right thing or wrong thing, and then understanding the results came by because of the right thing, rather than just like putting the energy and like, okay, I just got results. It's so quick. It's so quick. You don't even get the drive of like being in doubt, being not understanding why the results don't come. You don't have this drive. That's why like develop this drive. Like develop this drive of like still trying, learning, growing. What they say, learning by growing, learning by doing. Do that stuff. The results are gonna come. If they don't come, at least you put the inputs and you can resource your energy to another thing, right? That's why it's like just encourage you to like actually understand that you can do way more than you expect with just right inputs, you know? It's not about working hard. It's just like understanding that certain inputs will show itself in the output. Like, and choose the right inputs. Don't just be like making content. Like, I understand making content is important. I'm making content. I'm still making content. And like, I've been making content for like a long time now. But most of the time it's like, understand the principle of Pareto also, like, that if you just do the 80-20 right, so you do 20% right? By 20% I say like booking calls, making meetings, making agreements, partnerships, all that related to stuff to this, right? And you just use that time right, you just use that time properly, and instead of like wasting time to create a content where it's like you get like one view, you just dedicate to the right timing, to the right things. That's the right inputs, and you're gonna further develop your project than you think. That's how it happened with me, you know, like before even like I stepped into this, I was heavily doing the tech shop, my music channel, still doing that. I was focusing on too much creating of content, posting on the right timing, posting on the content schedule, which is, I'm not taking any of like, I'm not like trying to piss off on this, but like, it's just not that important sometimes, you know? The most important things are 20% of the tasks that bring you closer to result. That's what it is. So I guess you find this video valuable. You know, I'm still swinging by with a lot of things in this journey, but this is just the expression and my own expectations regarding the project. But I'm gonna stay tuned and I'll see you soon.